So are werewolves just a Hollywood creation, or do half-man, half-wolf creatures really exist? Now, tonight, we kick off our Conspiracy Theory Month series, which was a fan favorite during the old Hannity's America show. From aliens to buried treasure, every week for the rest of the month, we're going to tell you about some hair-raising stories. Now, our first takes us to a small town in southern Wisconsin, where some locals say that a man-wolf has been on the loose for over 20 years. All right, take a look. Werewolf, a mythological or folkloric human with the ability to morph into a wolf-like creature. Now, Hollywood has long portrayed the werewolf as a superhuman beast, transformed by the appearance of a full moon with extra human strength and senses far beyond normal men or wolves. But stories of werewolves have been around for centuries, and the tales of unexplained man-beasts roaming the night continue to this day. In fact, one of the tales takes roots just outside a small town of Elkhorn, Wisconsin. It begins on a quiet country road lined with old family farms, rolling pastures, and surrounding woods. In this quintessential American landscape lives a local legend the residents there call the Beast of Bray Road. Now, for over 20 years, the locals there have been telling stories of half-man, half-wolf creatures lurking in the woods of southern Wisconsin. And nobody knows more about this mysterious creature than Linda Godfrey. She is the author of The Beast of Bray Road and has been on the hunt for the elusive creature for 17 years.
Well, back in 1991-92, I was a reporter for an area newspaper, and it came to my attention that people around the small city of Elkhorn, Wisconsin, were beginning to report to our county animal control officer that they were seeing a creature that they could best describe as a werewolf. When I went around to talk to these people, they seemed like good, ordinary, honest citizens. They ranged from junior high students to farmers to elderly people, and it's remained that way to this day.
In her 17 years of hunting down the mysterious beast, Linda has collected over 400 accounts of sightings throughout Wisconsin.
The reports of its appearance are remarkably consistent. Everybody estimates a height between 5 to 7 feet tall, covered with very shaggy fur, a long, sharp muzzle with fangs and very prominent teeth, and often doing things that an ordinary creature wouldn't do. It uses its paws to hold chunks of raw meat. They've described maggoty roadkill. And most startlingly, it uses its hind legs to walk around or run.
Steve Kruger is one of the few people to have a close encounter with the Beast of Bray Road.
It was November of 2006. It was approximately 1 o'clock in the morning. I was contracted by the DNR at the time to pick up the roadkill deer alongside the road. It was on Holy Hill Road. I pulled right on over, and I got lifted up the deer, threw it in the back of the truck. I went back into the cab. I had my beacon light on. There were no other cars in sight. I sat down and started to do the paperwork, and I felt the truck shake. At first I thought it was the wind until it shook a second time, and it was a little bit more vigorous. When I looked in the rearview mirror, what I saw was a larger black hairy creature. Looked like it was actually reaching into the back end of the truck. It looked like it was a body of a bear, but the head was a larger looking type of wolf head with a large muzzle on it, a longer muzzle, and it had pointy ears. At first, it didn't quite hit me right off the bat what it was that I was seeing. Again, it startled me, but the minute I got a closer or a clearer look at it after a couple seconds, all I knew is that it was not something I've ever seen before. And I've seen pretty much, I thought, every type of animal that there was inside of the state of Wisconsin until that night.
Tales of human shape shifting into animals dates back to Native American folklore.
There are some really amazing connections that I've discovered between our local Native American lore and these, what I like to call man-wolf sightings. Many people don't know that Wisconsin has most of the animal-shaped ancient effigy mounds in the world, right here in our state. And the ones that are shaped with a long tail that are actually called water spirits by the Native Americans, I found that a map of those localities overlaps almost exactly with hot spots of man-wolf sightings.
Katie Zahn of Janesville, Wisconsin, also witnessed the man-wolf in Western Rock County.
It was July 2004. Me and 3 of my friends were out in a field and just having a good time, messing around, and we heard some noises off in the field a couple hundred yards away, didn't think too much of it. A little while later, we kept hearing the noises, and they became louder, and trees breaking and things like that. We tried to ignore it, but we soon found out that it was a bad idea. We saw a creature 7-8 feet tall, and it was coming towards us. The creature it stood like a human and acted as a human would, but it looked like a dog or a wolf. We were completely surprised. We had no idea what was going on. We ran back to our car as fast as we could and drove away.
Although Bray Road was the original site of the first reported flap of sightings, really this creature has been seen everywhere.
Sightings of similar half-man, half-beast have also been recorded in northern Michigan. There, the beast is known as the Michigan Dogman. Some say the most compelling piece of evidence of the existence of the Michigan Dogman turned up about 5 years ago and is known as the Gable Film. Now, this video apparently shows what some say is the Dogman. The exact origin of this tape still remains a mystery, but experts say that it was shot in the early 1970s. The Gable Film has never officially been proven authentic or a hoax, so the stories of werewolves walking among us continue. Can the folklore be true? Do werewolves really exist?
I was in total amazement. I had no idea what was going on. I was scared out of my mind.
Or are these just tales from an overactive imagination?
I really don't know if there's a way to actually convince someone what it is that I personally saw. What I saw is what I saw.
I don't know if it's a natural creature, a supernatural creature, or some kind of strange phenomena that we can't even comprehend. But what keeps me going after it is, why are all these hundreds of people seeing something that looks like a werewolf? I don't know what it is, but I hope someday to at least get an answer to that.
Stories of the werewolf can be found as far back as history has been recorded. And as long as the beast of Bray Road lurks in the unsuspecting woods in southern Wisconsin, I guess the legend will continue.
Oh, shit.
This is the Weird Shit Podcast.
Is that a joint, man?
And I wouldn't flaunt your ignorance.
Logic is an enemy and truth is a menace.
So this week I've been kind of falling down a rabbit hole into like this thing that I saw on Twitter. I don't know if you heard about it, Palmer. Did you?
What's Twitter?
So Twitter. So this guy on Twitter.
It's where you at me.
Don't at me. You can at me though if you want to.
I don't think I have a Twitter.
I mean, you don't have to, but if you wanted to, you're allowed to at me. So this guy on Twitter, he's like, yeah, my phone, I got this weird voicemail on my phone, right? And so he like posts a video of him playing the voicemail off of his phone, and it's like Sierra, Omega, Sierra, like Delta, Delta, Alpha, like shit like that is like what it's saying, and then it gives a bunch of like random numbers, and then like goes like Sierra, Omega, Sierra, or whatever. So it's like that phonetic alphabet like we had to use when we did tech support. And when like he translated it, the message was like SOS danger, they are not human. Like SOS danger, like shit like that, and then like a set of coordinates which was like off the coast of Africa. And I was like, this is fucking crazy.
That's really
like,
cool.
I don't know what's
racist.
going on, but it's nuts. I mean, it might be. That's kind of fucked
It
up.
probably is.
It's most
Talking
likely
about them
racist.
pirates.
Welcome to Weird Shit
look
Podcast.
Look at me. I am the alien now.
Look at
I
me.
am pilot now. Welcome to Weird Shit Podcast. This is Mike.
Welcome to Weird Shit Podcast. This is Palmer.
I don't know who I am anymore.
It's been too long. Those Russians fucked our brains up. But we're back. Sorry for the delay.
We are back from Gulag.
My name is now Sharpie.
Took longer to break out of that gulag than we expected, but we showed them. And this week we're doing a very special Weird Shit podcast. I want to start it out with a shout out to our patron and our good buddy CJ Lane. It's his birthday.
Happy birthday!
In celebration of him being so fucking dope.
Thanks for being a Patronus.
Yeah, thanks for liking our Patronus. It's fucking cool. You've been here since literally before we even said we had a Patreon. He was already signed up on it. So
He made our Patronus.
yeah. He might as well have set it up for us. And he keeps bringing in friends, and his girlfriend was like, "Hey, can you send him a card?" Because she's great, so she knew that would drive him nuts. I was like, you know what? Let's do a whole fucking episode for him instead. So we're doing Wisconsin monsters today, like cryptids, including one of my favorites, which is on here, which I can't fucking wait to get to.
What?
So Palmer, you know anything about Wisconsin?
About the state?
Anything you want, son.
Okay.
Big ass man, cheese eating.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's located on the moon
Okay,
because it's made of cheese.
that's true. They might have moon mining.
Yeah, it's that's it. It's cheese.
What do you know about Wisconsin, Ryan?
There's those ravenous cheese creatures
That's true.
that they turn into the sandwiches.
I think
The
they're called
Cheez-Its.
Green Bay Packers.
They're called the Dutch. To all of our Dutch listeners, I don't care. You eat a lot of cheese.
Vince Lombardi.
Yeah. No, we aren't doing that anymore. Those guys are dead. They're dead.
We killed him.
How you do Dutch accent?
Guten
Tag.
Freaky deaky Deutsch.
I gotta cut this off before it gets too racist. So the first monster I have here is it's a creature called Goat Man.
Oh, sweet. That sounds like a chaos.
I think I've
creature.
seen that in Hercules. That little goat dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Danny DeVito goat dude.
Yeah. Is that him?
I think it was Danny DeVito, wasn't it? Or was it
I mean, he looked like Danny DeVito.
I mean, he did.
It was his brother, Bobby.
Bobby DeVito. Inagata DeVito. Haha! I'm proud of that one. So the Goat Man, he's basically a giant man goat thing.
Is he a flautist?
So he apparently will haunts this one road. I can't remember the name of it.
Goat Road.
My notes are it's Goat Road.
Is
Hogback Road. That's it. You totally reminded me of it because I was like pigs, riding pigs. Hogback.
Man bear.
Is he half man, half goat?
Half pig.
He's a satyr.
He's a pig?
No, he's a goat.
Oh.
He's a goat man.
So is he half top half goat,
He's
bottom half goat?
He's mostly goat,
He's
but shaped like a man.
He's 1/3 meningitis.
So, so this one woman bumped into him.
Gummy worm.
I have a
gummy bear. I am the goat man, but you look like a gummy bear.
So on October 28th of
Starts eating
2014,
garbage.
a woman named Mindy Rosette posted on her Facebook. She said, "At the urging of friends, I'm reaching out to you about an encounter me and my teen daughter had at about 9:40 on September 17th. We were traveling near Highway K and 167 near Holly Hill. I can only say the creature was maybe 4 feet tall, hairless, gray-brownish, and running on its hind legs. It seemed to brace for impact as my car barely missed it. Below is the picture I drew as soon as I got home.
It was just a trail of eggs and smelled of cheese.
It looks like some sort of Silent Hill thing with a giant boner.
Yeah.
Is what it looks like to me.
Yeah, it's a nightmarish creature.
That's a nightmare creature.
She was weirdly turned on by it.
She said, let me get your number.
She said, but, like, this thing has been, like, seen all over the place.
Moth goat.
This, like, there's even places in, like, Indiana and shit where they're like, there's a goat man here. Or, like, Texas, there's, like, a goat man in Texas, too, that I could go into at some point. But, like,
Doing his goat impression.
Goat man impression? So, she said its
Very
elbow...
good posture.
Its elbow was set low on the arm, and its legs seemed to bend back at the knee like a dog's. Its muscles were very defined, thighs especially. I couldn't make out the hands because of the way it was running. I couldn't see the feet as I couldn't see past the car hood. So yeah, that would have freaked me the fuck out. But Goatman is typically described as being about like 6 to 7 feet tall, horns of a goat, face of a goat.
The one she saw was 4 feet?
Yeah, this one was like 4 feet tall.
But he's got the dick of a man.
It's like a tripod.
Knows how to use it like a man instead of like a goat.
Oh shit.
If we get fucking assassinated again, I swear to God.
God damn it.
We better not get assassinated again. I think it's actually food this time.
It is. Hello, skis.
It was actually food this time.
It's polonium pizza.
Everybody, we're okay. Don't worry about it. Although he is about to have the pizza of he who shall not be named. So he might not be okay later. So, the goat man, like, it's supposed to be like 6 feet tall, cloven hooves, goat face, man body kind of thing, but like furry.
Shaved.
And apparently,
is furry?
if he probably,
It's got a beard.
it's got a beard, it's got a mohawk. So, like, if he gets you, like, he'll like hang you upside down from the trees after he kills you. Apparently, like,
So he's killing people.
Yeah, so he's killing people.
Damn.
Like, apparently he targets, like, people whose cars break down on, like, this road that he's on, the Hodag
on
road.
the hillsides of the Himalayas.
Yeah.
It's a shame your car just broke down.
If you,
Well,
if
looks
you're,
like you're gonna meet the goat man now.
if you're unfortunate enough to meet the goat man, he'll just chuck you all the way to the Himalayas,
Can you imagine being attacked by a 7 foot tall goat?
and he just like shot puts you to another continent.
He can probably eat through the walls of your car.
He could.
Like, I've seen on cartoons and shit, they eat tin cans all the time.
They do.
I bet he could eat through a car.
You know they
He
could.
just headbutts the side of the car, and the car rips in half.
Just starts screaming and he's going
What the fuck do you want?
or worse if he's one of those screaming goats, the ones that are like ah! Ah! Just
if-
fucking like screaming at you.
What if it's just Taylor Swift?
That would just be a goat person. So
Yeah.
I guess that's possible. Or Joel.
It's just like that song. It was that song that she did where it was like, I knew you were trouble when you were walking in or whatever, and then just the goat in the background.
So the next thing I have here is a
That's where the trouble started. That damn smile.
there's a the next thing I have here is a sea serpent named Bozo.
Wait. A sea serpent? Is Wisconsin next to like a Great Lake? Or is it landlocked?
Yeah, it's a Great Lake.
Okay. Go on. I was like,
It's got a
like
land- it's got a land sea serpent.
Yeah, I was about to say a sea serpent in a landlocked fucking state.
It's the one that looks like an oven mitt. That's up there. Of the Great Lakes. No, no, Michigan has the thumb.
Who knew?
Michigan has a thumb.
They have the most nostrils.
Yeah.
It's a Sig Heil state.
That's That's Idaho. We'll do Idaho monsters at some point, but that's just going to be people.
Yeah, it's just going to be the people of Idaho. Not potatoes.
Yeah, they got killer potato people. Mr. Potato Head, that's an Idaho cryptid, who also bears a striking resemblance to Steve Harvey. I'm just saying. So Bozo lives in Lake Mendota.
Wait. The sea serpent's name is Bozo, like the clown?
Bozho. It's short for Winnebago, which is a mythological figure from around there. So they call him Bozo instead.
Just imagine it's like a giant sea serpent with like a clown nose.
This thing will sneak up on you while you're chilling on the beach, and it'll start licking your feet and stuff like that. That's what this thing does. They'll lick your feet, or there's one dude who says he was in his boat fishing, and then he saw
this guy. Yeah,
he's
boat.
in the 1860s, right? And he looks and he sees what looks like a log, so he smacks it with his oar, and it goes and sinks into the water, and all kinds of bubbles and shit come out of the water. And he was like, "Oh shit!"
It's what you get for attacking an innocent log.
I know, he was just chilling, and then he goes slap it. He's apparently 10 to 20 feet long with black scales and a head resembling a dogfish with beady red eyes.
Dogfish.
Yeah, I know what that is.
It's a fish dog.
Yeah, it's the fish dog. It's like
It's
cat
like a-
dog,
it's like a
but this
catfish.
time it's dogfish.
Well, no, it's like a catfish, but dog.
Just the fish half is always screaming. just constantly.
The one half, the tail's just wagging all the time.
The dog's just drowned. It's dead.
Jesus.
The dog half is just drowned.
It's just a dog with a fish head and gills, and then 20 feet long. It's a serpent.
I'm gonna be called Bozo. Alright, Bozo. I don't care.
The Destroyer.
The Destroyer? Dial it back, Bozo. Yeah, so he's snuck up on people who were on a date on the beach and licked their feet and stuff like that.
There's a gotcha.
Slithers
away.
He's like not unlike Quentin Tarantino. Sneaks up and licks their feet and runs away. That's how he is. That's how he do. The next thing I have here is the Wisconsin man bat.
Is Metropolis in Wisconsin?
I don't know.
I am the Wisconsin man bat. I only come out at night.
Batman is way better.
So on September 26th of 2006 at around 9:30 p.m., a 53-year-old father named Wohali and his 25-year-old son were driving in down Briggs Road in the village of Holman, which is in La Crosse County, Wisconsin, when suddenly their headlights hit something, and they're like, "The fuck is that?" And it's this huge fucking thing that's flying at their truck.
Fuck.
Flying at their fucking truck, and they're like, "Oh shit!" So the kid swerves the wheel to keep them from hitting it at the last minute the thing changed the way it was going and went straight up and shrieked. It went straight up and went and then disappeared.
It's like, why so serious? And then just flies away. It's like, that's the wrong line.
It's the wrong line. And
swear to me.
And then right after this thing took off, both of the guys started to get sick. They instantly got sick with something, and so they open the doors and start just puking.
They just
the son said that he puked 7 times. The son said he puked 7 times in the ditch, and Wohali says he puked a lot too.
Damn, how ugly was that thing?
It's just Amy Schumer on a hang glider, just flying at you. It's just just start fucking rolling up. Jesus, what is it?
I wish I'd never been born.
I'd start puking in the ditch too.
Puking out my eyes.
It's like, holy shit. What did I do wrong, God? Why does this happen to people? So, like, they get back in their truck after, like, fucking, like, throwing up for, like, a long time. They get back in the truck and, like, head home. But for the next week, they were still sick. And, like, they were like, no, that had to have been the thing that did this to us. Like, they're like, no, that bat creature is what, like, made us sick for sure.
Nasty ass bat.
Yeah.
Really?
Which is pretty
They
fucking...
just immediately got chlamydia.
And, like, people see it, like,
Just crop
flying...
dusted them with chlamydia.
People have seen it, like, flying around and, like, on the side of, like, Highway 13 in Wisconsin and, like, all kinds of... all around, like, that area, they'll see it. Like, people have seen it, like, flying down the side of the road, like, following their car, or, like, they'll see it, like, outside fucking with trash or something when they're, like, at a hotel, like, that kind of shit, which is, like, I'm not okay with man bats.
Just like take the trash out to the dumpster and there's like a 12-foot man bat just like snooping around in the garbage.
I am man bat. Where are the pancakes that were prepared this morning? They're probably in there somewhere.
Forgive my lack of pants.
Oh God!
It's laundry day.
He lied. It was just Amy Schumer. Ha! And then you're blind. The next cryptid I have on my list out of Wisconsin cryptids, phantom kangaroos. So,
Like, from the opera?
yes.
Show us the gross half of your kangaroo face.
Show us the gross half of your kangaroo face so I can go home. So, like,
The Joey pops out with a mask.
so these things are, like, sighted all over the place around there. Like, in Richmond, Wisconsin in 1899, during a large storm, a woman reported that she witnessed a large kangaroo leaping around her backyard until it eventually made its way out of the area and was not seen again.
What if it was just like a big ass rabbit?
What if she was rolling really
rabbit.
fucking hard? Like, they like their liquor in Wisconsin. I think that's fair to say. Like,
They do?
I'd probably be seeing giant
I've never heard of
kangaroos
that.
too. I drink
Do
too
they
much.
make some kind of liquor out of cheese? Is there like
Yes.
Is there like a cheese liqueur?
Yes. Wisconsin, I think, is the #1 beer consuming state in the U.S. It's like they're either #1 and Alaska's #2, or Alaska's #1 and they're #2. I don't remember, but I remember seeing that statistic before. I was like, holy shit, that's a lot of beer.
At least Wisconsin has kangaroos and not wolves. Like gigantic wolves.
They beat Boston. Like, that's crazy. So, another sighting of these weird kangaroos were in South Pittsburgh. We're in Dodgeville, Wisconsin in 2005. There were, like, a lot of sightings of a large kangaroo in the area, and, like, they sent out, like, search parties to, like, look for it.
Yeah, we're looking for a giant kangaroo. Everyone keep your eyes peeled for a giant kangaroo.
They ended up capturing it and sending it to the Henry Villa Zoo in Madison.
Wait, so they actually found a kangaroo?
Yeah, they actually found a kangaroo and caught it.
It was strapped with explosives.
It was there to finish the job. So, like,
It was on its way to a school.
and like 1978, there were people that got a photo of a kangaroo standing alongside the highway as, like, they drove by in the town in Wisconsin too. Just like kangaroos just popping up for some reason all over Wisconsin. Like, you wouldn't think they could naturally live there, but apparently they're good. So, let's see here.
Just imagine, like, kangaroo chain gangs. Roaming the streets.
So the next thing I have here is a dragon sighting. So
what kind of dragon?
It's a fucking like dragon dog. So the dragon was witnessed by a group of 10 friends on October 27th of 2007. So this isn't even like the 1870s where they're like, oh shit, a dragon. This is like 10 years ago. And they're like, oh shit, a dragon. So
Dragon attack!
Holy shit, was that when that movie came out?
I think it was.
2007?
Yeah, I think it was.
Ryan.
Coincidence.
Yeah, that
Code 9.
That can't be a coincidence. They should have called it a Code 9.
Dragon attack!
Dragon attack! So, on October 27th of 2007 in Oconto Falls, which is part of, like, the Green Bay area, they were, like, hanging outside of an arcade, like, after a concert, and they noticed this huge thing, like, flying in the sky, like, above the clouds.
Dragon!
and they watched it for, like, 15 minutes, because they're like, that looks like a goddamn dragon. But there's no way that's a dragon, because dragons don't exist. So they're like, for 15 minutes, they're like, that looks like a dragon, man.
It's like it's like in Skyrim when like you can hear the dragon. It's playing the dragon music, but you just can't see it. Like, wait, what was that?
They're sitting there like, I think we just smoked something that wasn't weed. But I'm seeing a dragon.
Anyone else see that dragon?
It's just the kids from that 70s show, just like all sitting outside going, holy shit, is that a dragon?
That looks like a fucking dragon, dude. So
it's just a goddamn cloud, and they're just like,
dragon!
It's a fucking dragon, dude. So they're like watching it for like 15 minutes because they're like, there's no fucking way that's a dragon. Like, yeah, it looks like a dragon, but there's no way that's a dragon.
And the narrator's like, it was a dragon.
And then they saw it, like, turn, and they described the animal as looking like the classic depiction of a dragon. Long neck, long tail, bat-like wings, narrow head, covered in scales, and appearing to be larger than a small plane.
Fucking long necks.
It was described as being white and tan in color, and its scales reflected the light coming from the street lights and buildings below.
What if, like, the Renaissance Fair was coming into town? Or, like, some
just
like
a
medieval...
guy with a drone?
Dude on a Pegasus?
It's like some animatronic dragon for something, like an event coming up, and they're just staring at him, watching him set it up, going, there's a fucking dragon. It's right there in the street. I think it's mating with that car.
It's just like, it starts flying towards them, but then like two like F-22 Raptors come
Then like does a barrel roll and like rips the wings off one of the jets. They're like, holy shit! Okay, dude, I'm convinced that's a dragon.
Where did those planes come from? Well, it's definitely bigger than those planes. Put that in the description.
Goose! So, later that night... this dragon was also witnessed by more people who described it in the same way as the first sighting did. And a few days later, some smaller dragon-like creatures appeared around the town and were seen by even more people.
This was in 2007?
2007.
Weren't like smartphones a thing at that point? I mean,
they weren't ubiquitous, but like, I think they did exist.
Pretty sure someone would have had a phone at least at that point with
somebody.
That was back when like all the cameras.
It would have been grainy. It would have been 1440 or 140p. Or
that was the great potato age.
Yeah,
that's true. 2007. I still had a brick phone in 2007. I think mine was the one that you like. Slid open and had the keyboard for like texting with. I think that's what I had.
I had the classic flip phone, but it had a camera. I would have just been like,
yeah. That was when YouTube was first coming out, and all the videos were like super low quality.
You mean high quality?
Yeah, for the time.
They were fantastic.
Yeah.
So, that's it for the dragons. Like, just in 2007, a bunch of people saw a fucking dragon. And so in this one here, I have August 24th of 1870.
I mean, that's like 10 years
Mr.
ago.
Julius Lindstedt, like, this is from a newspaper from August 24th of 1870. It says, Mishiak, Wisconsin. We learned from Mr. Julius Lindstedt, one of our patrons in Mishikat, that the farmers in that town have had killed within the last week 226 sheep, and they have thus far been unable to find out what animal is doing the mischief, as they are all killed in one manner and left without any tearing of the carcass. There are no marks of violence except a small hole behind the ears from which the blood is sucked. And then left in otherwise perfect shape.
Il Chupacabra.
Yeah, these guys might have had a fucking chupacabra in Wisconsin too. Like, they got like every fucking cryptid that you could possibly.
There's some new vampire in town. He's thirsty as fuck, and he's just going around with a straw, sucking out the insides of a sheep one at a time.
Oh yeah, that's good.
That's good sheep.
Some good sheep. So there's also the
sheep. Yeah.
the next one I have here is the Beast of Bray Road.
Brave?
Bray, Bray. The Beast of Bray Road. So basically, this thing is like a giant fucking werewolf. Like, people have been driving down this highway and they'll see like it's like crouched over in a ditch, like eating something, and then it like stands up and you can see it's like a fucking werewolf that's like rearing itself out of a ditch, like as you're driving by, and it's like, nope. That's a fucking like, and it's supposed to be like, it's described like an underworld level of werewolf. Like, this thing is like 8 feet tall, like muscular with the like big head and the claws and shit. Like, nope.
Fuck that.
Sounds like it'd make a great coat.
Like full on
Where'd you
World
get that
of Darkness.
coat? It's like really coarse and unappealing. Oh, it's a werewolf coat.
The thing that cracks me up the most about the Beast of Bray Road is I like it because I think it's like a werewolf, right? But some people are like, no, that's fucking stupid. Werewolves don't exist. It has to be a Bigfoot. And they'll like argue with you. They're like, no, man, it's a Bigfoot because werewolves aren't real. And I'm like, oh, really? Why don't you drag Bigfoot's corpse in here so that I can cut it open and look at it real quick? Like, come at me, telling me werewolves can't exist.
You undo the zipper of Bigfoot and cut into the man inside. There we go. Now we're in. Wow.
Now we're in business.
The physiology of Bigfoot is just like a 6 foot tall man,
like
with
a tiny little alien pilot
that weighs like 5 ounces. What is it the human soul weighs? Like 5 ounces or whatever. That guy
something like that.
found.
Mine doesn't weigh anything. It's not here.
So
Muscle dead.
yeah, I believe in like pretty much. I think it's possible that pretty much every type of cryptid might exist. So like, it's cool to me to think that there could be a werewolf and like Bigfoot, and they might one day stumble on each other and have to fight in some sort of like samurai style duel where like they aren't allowed to exist in the same place at the same time.
Yeah.
Bigfoots don't fight. They are humble creatures of the forest.
I like to think that Bigfoot wouldn't fight unless he had to. Like,
Back him in a corner.
Yeah, you back Bigfoot in a corner, and then he'll fuck your day up. That's what I think. Which brings me to the last creature on the list that I have here. The one and only, the amazing, the incredible Hodag.
Hodag?
Which is one of my all-time favorite cryptids. So, the Hodag is described...
Is that a type of dance? Like from Texas?
Alright,
everybody gather around. Let's do the Hodag.
It sounds almost like a racist epithet. It really does. You get that Hodag out of here.
Wow, that sounds really racist.
Yeah.
You're a damn dirty Hodag. Whoa.
We don't like Hodags around here.
It's a very not woody word.
It's not a woody word. It's tinny.
It's a tinny word.
It's a tinny word.
Hodag.
I don't know. Hodag might be woody.
It might be woody.
It sounds woody.
It's a little woody.
Now that I've said it.
Hodag.
Hodag.
Hodag. So, the Hodag of Rhinelander, Wisconsin, is described as having, quote, the head of a frog, the grinning face of a giant elephant, thick short legs set off by huge claws, the back of a dinosaur, and a long tail with spears at the end.
That sounds amazing.
This thing is the fiercest, strangest, most frightening monster ever to set razor-sharp claws upon the earth.
I just want to know, like, they just looked at it and went, yeah, that's the back of a dinosaur. Which one? Just a dinosaur.
All of them.
All of them. They all got the same back.
And it apparently went extinct after its main food source, all white bulldogs, became scarce in the area.
It only ate white bulldogs.
It only ate white bulldogs.
That's just racist.
And then it, like, you don't want that spotted bulldog meat. Are you kidding me?
Okay, so in related searches, there's also Horklump and Snallygasters.
We have to do an episode on Snallygasters. I don't know what they are, but that sounds fucking dope.
We definitely need to post a picture of the Hodag because it is amazing.
Yeah, it's like one of the coolest looking like creatures ever. Basically, it's become like the official symbol for like that area of Wisconsin.
What's the flying creature from Neverending Story?
Falcor?
I think so.
Yeah, like the
it's
dog
like
dragon.
It looks like
I think
an
it was
evil,
Falcor.
like reptilian version.
Yeah, it does. It looks like if the darkness had a Falcor.
Exactly.
That's what the Hodag is.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it's basically become
chaos is taking over me.
It's apparently become like the symbol for like that area of Wisconsin, which is fucking dope.
So I'm looking at a picture of it. It's fucking weird looking.
Fucking dope.
I'd get a Hodag tattoo. I really would. If we ever do a live show in Wisconsin, I'm getting a Hodag tattoo because that would be amazing. So,
Snallygasters look freaking awesome too.
What's a Snallygaster?
So a Snallygaster is like a pelican. It's like a pelican dragon.
Oh, pelican dragon!
Yeah.
Here's a picture of what someone drew is a Hodag.
Yeah, that's the one I was looking at. That looks sick.
Yeah, that's fucking dope.
Yeah, check out this Snallygaster. Oh, no, that's a little too dragon looking, but here.
That is a dragon pelican. That's a perfect description.
It's just some giant ass pelican. It's probably they saw an albatross and just went, God damn, that's the
biggest pelican I've ever seen.
Fucking pelican I've ever seen. Someone goes, that must be a new creature. Let's call it a whatever.
A Snallygaster?
A Snallygaster.
He like tries to come up with a name, but he just sneezes. And apparently a Horklump is just a magic mushroom.
It's just a clump of...
Thank you guys for listening. This has been fucking dope.
Happy
birthday, CJ. You're the fucking best.
What?
So let's get our wrap up, I guess. What's your favorite cryptid of the Wisconsin ones? Snallygasters. Ryan, what's your favorite Wisconsin cryptid?
I gotta go, the Horklump. It's pretty freaking awesome.
The Horklump?
I'm gonna go with Man Bat.
Yeah, I really like the Hodag.
Yeah.
I want to believe it exists. It's just so amazing.
I want to know more about the dragon attacks.
Yeah, the dread, like 2007?
Somebody covered that shit up.
Yeah, they don't want you to know about the dragons because once you have the dragon heart, then you can do anything. All you need is the heart of that dragon.
We gotta find the Quaid.
We gotta find Quaid. So yeah, Wisconsin sounds dope. I'd love to go there and look for monsters.
Just like tiny little pockets of Wisconsin that you do not want to go to.
Yeah, I'm sure. Tiny pockets of Wisconsin where I wouldn't come back from.
Like Bray Road.
Yeah, Bray Road. Oh.
Or anywhere where the goat man goes.
I mean, They probably keep him in a cage and make sweet, delicious goat cheese.
Goat milk from him. He's just getting milked every single day.
You got eggnog in my goat milk.
They're like, you realize this is a male goat, right? They're like,
this is not milk.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got nipples.
I know.
As long as it's got nipples, you can milk it.
Let's smell the gas iron.
So we got our YouTube channel up now. You can check out. You can find us on YouTube. We're Weird Shit Podcast. I'm posting all our old episodes with like pictures related to the topic and stuff like that up. I also have been streaming on Twitch. You want to watch me on Twitch? It's WSP Mike on Twitch. We got Twitter. Follow us on Twitter.
You got tweets?
We tweet at you. You can tweet at us. It would be cool.
Smash that like button.
Yeah, find us on Facebook. Email us at weirdshitpodcast@gmail.com.
Don't find us on Facebook. Not after that leak. You might actually find us.
Holy shit.
That is true.
And, yeah, that's it. Rate, review, subscribe on iTunes. That's the last thing. I always forget about that. But, yeah. So, yeah, it feels good being back. For sure.
Don't call it a comeback.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. Happy birthday! Man, that episode was dope. You know what else would be dope? If you guys told us your paranormal stories. I know some of you have seen ghosts, some of you have seen fucking UFOs, some of you have seen Bigfoot. If you write into us, we have an email. It is weirdshitpodcast@gmail.com. We really want to read you guys' emails. If you want to just give us a shout out, you can give us a shout out. We'd love to hear from you. If you want to record a voice message, I want to start putting voice shout outs at the beginning of every episode now. So if you send us those, that would be fucking dope. We have the Google Voice number. If you'd rather call up and leave us a voicemail, you can tell us your story that way. Send us some positivity, man. Keep the positivity coming. It's the number for that is 919-346-3071. That's 919-346-3071. We also have a Facebook group, the Weird Shit Podcast official Facebook group. We're on there all the time. We're posting memes. We want to talk to you guys. Fucking tweet at us. Fucking Facebook us. Fucking email us, man, because we love to hear from you and we want to keep doing this forever.
Hello, my darlings. I'm Sammy, the host of Encrypted. Every 2 weeks, I will bring you stories of mystery, true crime, and creepy. You can find me on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Do you have a story? I would love to hear it. You can go to the Encrypted Podcast discussion group on Facebook. On Twitter, you can find us at EncryptedPod, or you can go to accproductions.org/encrypted. Don't forget to lock your doors and hold tight to your flashlight.
Hey guys, I'm Nick.
And I'm Joe. And
we are the
Fringe Boys.
The hosts of Cast into the Fringe, a weekly dive into time travel,
aliens,
conspiracies,
nerdy virgins,
and many other strange things the government doesn't want you to know.
Find us on Instagram and Facebook at Cast into the Fringe.
And check out our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, and SoundCloud.
Hi, this is Jim.
And this is Annabelle.
Together, we bring you the Forgotten News Podcast.
We tell true stories from long ago. Stories from before you were born. Stories that made headlines for a week or a month, then vanished, just as suddenly. We look for these long-lost stories, then brush off the dust and share them with you, as fresh as the day they were first told.
One thing we definitely promise you, the stories you will hear will always be a surprise, and it will be a true story.
It might be a crime story. It might be a strange or spooky story. It might be a funny story.
If you are someone who might like to hear lost stories like these, then you should definitely listen to the Forgotten News podcast.
The Forgotten News podcast is available on iTunes, also known as Apple Podcasts, as well as Google Play, Podbay, Player FM, and nearly every app for listening to podcasts.
I don't know what else to say, except be sure to listen to the Forgotten News podcast.
Hey everybody, this is Steven.
And this is Chris.
And we're the hosts of the brand new podcast, Is This Adulting?
Every week, we're going to sit down to have a discussion about life, culture, our own mental health struggles, and just about anything you can think of.
Have you ever wondered which breakfast cereal's the best?
Or how to help your friends who are dealing with mental illness?
Or why waterbeds were a thing?
If you answered yes to any of these questions, then have we got a show for you.
And remember kids, be happy, stay healthy, and go hug someone.
Because you never know, they might just be starting a podcast.
Oh, hey there. I didn't see you. I'm Sarah, the host of the Salty Canadian podcast. If you want a podcast that is full of fun, rants, reviews, and just random stuff, then this is a podcast for you. We can be found on any podcast catcher, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and have a great day. Eh?
Hey everybody, Mike here. I just want to take a second to talk to you about our Patreon we have set up at www.patreon.com/weirdshitpodcast. Basically, Patreon is a way where fans and listeners like yourselves can choose an amount every month to donate towards the show. Your donations will be put towards buying new equipment. It'll be put towards buying munchies because fucking Palmer is insatiable. It'll be put towards helping us pay our dues for hosting the show and for keeping the websites going. And honestly, the main thing it'll help us do is let me take more time to do more research on these topics. I have a full-time job. I work 60 hours a week, and then I spend 40 hours doing research for you guys because I love this show and I want to give you the best thing I possibly can. So if you have anything you want to give us, if you think we deserve anything for that work, feel free to go to Patreon and donate whatever you can. If not, man, it's cool. Like, I love every single one of you, and I'm so glad you're listening. Just share the show with whoever you think would be interested, and we'd love to hear from you. Thanks.